Everybody, welcome back to Parsnips and Parsimony. I thought I'd take you along for a little day in the life of my gardening life. We're a family of 10, and this year we decided, we're going to expand our garden. I'm going to take you along for the process as I work on growing some really healthy, hopefully healthy and productive plants. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Please subscribe, and well, let's get going. For starters, today I'm going to be spraying a good portion of my plants with an Epsom salt mix. I did this about a month ago, and these pepper plants just took right off. We're having some great banana peppers here. They're doing really, really well. But over here, my green peppers, now they are getting shaded a little bit by some volunteer sunflowers. Some of them are doing okay, but some of them not so well. But if I move on down to over here, can you see how these look really rather anemic? So for my Epsom salt mix, I just went to CVS, picked up a bag. Well, I've actually had this for quite a bit of time here. Let's see if I can put this without spilling it. And I have a spray container. Not going to be, I probably could use my bigger sprayer, but this one is easier for me to handle, so I may end up refilling this twice. This is, let's see, I think it's a half a gallon. So I'm going to be using about a half a tablespoon of Epsom salt. If it's a little more, it's no biggie. I'm just going to add that to that, and then we're going to add some water. One of you guys sent me this many years ago. This is the Solo brand sprayer, and it is adjustable. The nozzle is adjustable. So I think we'll give it a little test here. That looks good. So I'm just going to go ahead and spray the leaves with a nice fine mist. Let me see.
And the little one?
Where's the big one? Oh, yeah, yucky. Yeah, he can go right to the chickens. He does not belong in my kale.
Oh, and I found another.
Well, I'm guessing there's a whole bunch because of all the holes in the leaves. See all those holes? But we don't want to step on the plants because I've got the beets down there. But you can see what you can find. Oh, I see one. Right there. Look at the size of that one. On that leaf. Look at it. The chickens are going to go extra protein.
Can I see? Compare that.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, there's another one right here. Right there. See that big one? All right. Oh, there's another one. Look at, they're all coming out this morning. Oh.
They're not going to stop.
Let's see your handful. Oh, the chickens are going to love you.
Yeah, the big ones.
Oh, here's another one. I knew they had to be on here from the amount of damage. There's another one right there. And I've got the baby one.
Yeah.
And you know what? Worm poop. You can see how big the worm poop is. That's worm poop. See the worm poop? The big worm poops down there?
Look right here.
And that means there's big ones around. Exactly.
Look at that.
Oh, he was busy last night eating all those kale and broccoli leaves. We try to control our pests naturally, which means hand picking off the cabbage worms on the broccoli and the kale. There's a ton of them. You got a ton so far. Oops. There they are. Wow. Well, these are just the big ones. Finish these guys up. And Art's up there on the roof. What are you working on?
Fixing the...
Sealing the roof because it leaked. Well, we're taking care of it now, finally. After, oh, what, maybe 12 years too late?
So this is the
But we're doing it.
this is the last part, correct?
This is it. After this, I'm done.
Yay!
Unless it rains, in which case I need to redo it.
This broccoli we started actually in the cold frame. This was a cold frame earlier this year. Wow, you found some good ones. And we have 3 broccoli plants. This is the biggest one. I have another one here that's coming. We just picked off a bunch of worms on that one. And then, oh, here's another one, Lydia, right there. Right there. See it? Right here? There we go. Yep. And so I have my broccoli. We had earlier this season some lettuce all the way around and then some spinach. Lydia has a handful of bugs, Gracie. See all those? Oh. And so this is sort of my broccoli, kale, beets patch here. Wow, that is really tall. I have to tie up the squash and the tomatoes next. Some of my tomato plants are as tall as me, if not taller, and we're just trying to tie them up every couple days. They're just growing really fast in this heat, and seeing once they get to the top of the sticks, I will be pinching them off so they won't go any taller and put all of their energy into ripening that fruit. But right now we still got about a foot and a half on some of the plants. Some of them have a lot more to go. Go ahead, you can check the eggs, honey. Thank you. No, they're just going. They just like your boots, kiddo. They're okay. Oh, look at all the little chicks. The new chicks, they're in here. What's up with you guys being in here, huh? Go ahead, Grace. Close the door before they come out. We don't want them to come out. Sorry, girls, you have to stay in. Got a big ball of twine here. Let's cut a couple segments here for tying up, then we'll go. I'm just using some. This really doesn't work the best, but it works. We picked up this twine at a garage sale for like $4 or $5 years and years ago, and it has worked so well. It's just a pain to try to cut. I probably should sharpen my scissors one of these days. There we go. So for space reasons, I am growing the yellow squash and the zucchinis up some trellises, and this guy needs to get tied up. In fact, all of them, you can see this one here is starting to grow out. So we're just going to tie them up to the sticks, and well, hopefully that will last for about a week. Okay, so we're just going to tie this. This one's growing up nice and straight and tall, so that one's easy to do. This other one over here, so this one here is sort of growing a little bendy. So what I'm going to do is take some string or twine, wrap it around my pole, wrap it around this. I'm going to pull this up. There it goes.
Are you done?
Almost. See it going straight up. That's what we want. Ta-da! Thank you, Grace. Good job. So there, we just tied this one up. We tied this one up, and I'm going to do this one here and then attempt to do this one here as well. Just getting ready to tie up this one, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen cucumber beetles, but those, come on camera, right there, those black and yellow bugs are called cucumber beetles. And cucumber beetles spread a wilt, and right here on this plant, this is actually damage from cucumber beetles. It gets that funny wilt thing. So I'm going to end up, usually I try to just hand pick off the cucumber beetles, but you can't always get them in time, and they're notorious for hiding. So you can spray them with 7. Again, we try to be as natural as we can in the garden, so a lot of hand picking. At this point, these plants are probably well established enough that that's not going to be an issue with them spreading disease, but I'm definitely going to keep an eye on it. I'm going to trim off some of those leaves that look like they have some of the wilt on it, and hopefully the rest of the plant will do really well. But you can see from the size of the plants that they're doing really, really, really well. Yes, we have 2 of those yellow squashes we need to pick. Do you remember how I showed you how to pick those?
Twist.
Yeah, lift and twist. Go ahead, Lydia.
Right here.
Yep, don't step on the leaves. That's fine. Go ahead.
This one.
Just
How many?
lift it up and twist. There we go. Yep, twist it a little bit more and pull. Yep, there we go. Nice. Nice. Beautiful.
Okay, I think.
Don't hold on to the leaves.
Cucumber beetle.
Oh, yeah, nasty. I don't think that one's quite ready. That one's going to go a little bit bigger.
Okay.
All right, remember, lift it up and twist it.
Can you go to
Good
the-
job. Thank you, Grace.
Oh, a little one. Better.
Yeah. Okay, so you can see that the yellow squash has a main branch going up. I'm going to try to tie this up right about here and pull this up towards the branch. Okay. So I'm going to take the twine, just wrap that right around that plant, and then pull it gently. And it might take a few days of constantly pulling it up, but it's going to go straight up this stick. Like that. Okay, this leaf looks pretty beat up. It's got a little bit of that wilt on it, so I'm going to just follow that back and trim that. There we go. Pull that. Come on, out you come. Pull that out. Oh, there's that cucumber beetle again. Oh. All right, see if there's any other leaves that need to be trimmed up right now. Oh, here's one that looks pretty nasty, so spiky. We'll trim this guy up to pull him out. And these are bad too. Those are squash bugs, and they actually spread disease, so we don't want those either. Well, I think that pretty much takes care of everything in this garden. The tomatoes are pretty well all staked up. The squash here is staked up, and everything's been fed and fertilized for the day, so we're going to call this upper garden done. Next I will, dirt is definitely part of the gardening experience. I'm going to move into the back garden. We're going to do some picking and harvesting some of the food back there. Some of you folks have asked me what kind of scale that I'm using. This is one I picked up at a garage sale. This is Food Network. It works fine. It goes up to, I think, something close to 10 pounds. I had another scale before this one. It was smaller and it only went up to 5 pounds. If you have an opportunity to purchase a new scale, shoot for one that holds heavier foods, particularly if you're doing, gardening journal like this, because there's some pumpkins, and if you want to do big batches of things, it's going to be more than 5 pounds, and it's a pain to have to divide it up. So definitely shoot for one that's more like, a 10-pound scale. And then the other question I get a lot is your food journal. What are you using for it? How do you do it? And I'll do a whole video on that. But plain old journal, I've been doing it for a couple of years. You guys can actually check out the other vlogs that I did on our food haul, produce haul from, I think we did it in 2017 and 2019. I'll put links for those in the description if you want to go watch and see how we did, how we tallied that all up for a year and what we've actually pulled off the land. This year we're shooting for 500 pounds. That's going to be close to double what we got last year. And I think we're on target for it so far. But, season's still early, so we'll see what happens. I was just looking back in my food journal for the past 2 years because I was curious about what we got for yellow squash and zucchini. So back in
Why is this tiny?
because you pick them small. Back in 2017, look at this, 3 pounds, 3 ounces of yellow squash. That's awful. That's like no squash at all. And then in 2019, For yellow squash, it was better. Let's see, yellow squash is up here. 7 pounds. 7 pounds, 11 ounces. And so far for yellow squash this year, we already have 3 pounds, which it's amazing. And you guys saw the plants. They're already, I mean, there's so many yellow squash on it. So I think we're going to blow our record away with the yellow squash. Not sure about the zucchini, but it's really, that's just another reason why I love this journal. It's time consuming to have to write down everything, particularly when it's the middle of harvest season and everything's coming in, but it is so worth it to be able to go back and say, okay, so when did this come due and how should we plan our things? And you know, is this a normal year? Is this a not so normal year? I can't recommend highly enough keeping a garden journal. It's just really, it helps you understand how the year is going. Okay, so we have to zero it first. Okay, so it goes to 0. Shoop. There it is. Now put the zucchini on. How much does that one weigh? 1 pound, 3 3/4 ounces. Okay, go ahead, put it on. It's already at 0. What's that one? Wow, that one's almost a pound. Wow. And that's a baby yellow squash. There's a bird. I might have just flown away. I was trying to see what he was in the tree. I don't know if he was the sapsucker or the woodpecker. There he is. Gotta go in and identify. I don't know if that's a juvenile woodpecker or if it's a sapsucker. I'm thinking it's a sapsucker, but we'll ask John. He'll know. Very careful. Pick right at the stem so we don't wreck. There we go. Good job. And there's a couple more. Let me see, Mary. Wow. Good. So this is my pole beans. I planted these earlier than these guys. That's right. You did help me. And for whatever reason, these aren't doing as well. I'm not sure why, if they were just planted too early. Usually this trellis is covered with growth. This year, not so much. However, I have these other, wow, I have these other 4 bean trellises that are doing really well. The beans are holding hands. That's so sweet. My first year of trying these sprawling peas. So the other peas I put in on the trellis, but this one, this particular variety that I got, said it was self-trellising. So I just planted them in a large area, and these are doing really, really well. It's something, again, new I've tried, but it seems to be working, and I like the late season. I put these in about 2 weeks after my other plants. My chickens are going crazy. You know, I am by no means an expert gardener. I've been doing this for many years, but not an expert gardener. And my biggest recommendation for a book resource, if you're looking for one, is Dick Raymond's The Joy of Gardening. He has, I mean, it's practical, it's down to earth, and it's the resource that I keep going back to year after year. If you guys, you know, want to try gardening, just do it. Jump in. You can start with container gardening. You can dig up a plot of land. You can add some manure to it and just get at it. And each year improve the soil and try something new. I mean, for me, these peas. I've never grown peas like this, and it seems to be working, if I say, more productive and better than using the trellis. Is it the time of year? This year is better than other years? I don't know. But it works, and I'm really excited about it. So next year we'll probably try the same thing. And that's what gardening is learning that some years are going to be better than others, and you just have to get out there, do it, try something new, because it might just be successful. So this is almost a double wide plot, and interestingly enough, all the peas went to one side, so they actually are taking up a little bit of my walkway. But look at that, they all kind of tangled up. I guess this is what they say when they talk about these are self-trellising. My kids are swimming over there. If you're wondering what the screaming is, they're over there doing some swimming, having fun. And yeah, I mean, it works. Other than taking up some of my pathway, it's worked really, really well. I mean, I've gotten so many more peas this year than I have in the past. Yeah, that turned out to be almost one of my biggest harvests of peas there. Picked my beans on, I think it was Saturday. I gotta see if we've got more. Yeah, it looks like I've got to pick again. Pick them while they're young and tasty. And this is a different variety. These are bush beans, and I plant these in wide rows so you can actually get a more harvest for your space. It's a little hot out here now. Wow, look at those. Those are huge, Lily. Yeah. I gotta harvest at least this guy, and I'll probably harvest both of them. Put them in the fridge and we'll use these this week. But this was some fabulous red and green lettuce this year.
Bean.
Here.
Bean.
Put that in there for me, please.
The bean.
Yep.
The bean.
Can you what? Oh, my basket's overflowing. Oh, there's one of those cucumber beetles again. Yuck. Get out of my lettuce. Okay, one last thing to do and then I'm done out here. I have to tie up these zucchini plants and then
It was the best.
weigh the fruit, and I'm done for the day, at least for today. Tomorrow I'll be out here working on doing the weeding and things like that. Thank you, honey. I don't need that quite yet. That's going to just stay in the bowl, okay? We'll leave that there. And I want to get these tied up. All right, Lily, you take that in for Mommy, okay? And take it right in the house, okay? The zucchini is so much harder to tie up. And I don't know if that's just the variety that I'm using.
Where's the worm?
Where's the wormy?
Right there.
There it is. Look at the little wormy. Okay, put them in the garden.
Mom.
The zucchini is so much harder to tie up. I don't know if it's because it's the variety that I bought or I didn't start young enough, but it's really being hard to corral it at this point. So the yellow squash, super simple. It seems like it just wants to grow right up. Zucchini, not so much. Let me know in the comments if you've tried to train your zucchini to grow up, if you've had success, and if it's a variety thing or if it just I started too late. But with that, I'm gonna head in, weigh this produce, write it down in the journal. I'm gonna end this vlog. It's almost noontime and it's time to start lunch for the kiddos. I hope you've enjoyed this morning in the life of a gardener, if I want to call myself a gardener. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe. I do monthly garden updates on how the garden's doing.
I got a lot of dirt on me.
Oh, well, that happens. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share us with your friends, and we'll see you for our next video. Want to say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Love you.
All done. Yay. Art finished painting it just a little while ago. Now it has to dry. He installed a new drip edge there to help deflect some of the water away from the gas meter, and that's another project in the books.